Okay, here we are at Caesarea Philippi, looking toward the Cave of Pan. Phil's going to read for us here from the book.
This is Banyas, once named Pan for the Canaanite god Pan, in northern Israel. It's about 200 kilometers from Jerusalem. Renamed Philippi by Herod Philip, the son of Herod the Great, to distinguish it from Caesarea on the coast. It had been a Canaanite sanctuary for the worship of Baal. It was the most northeast of Jesus' travels. He came here with his disciples and asked Peter the question, "Who do men say that I am?" From this time on, from Caesarea Philippi, Jesus began to tell his disciples his purpose in continuing to Jerusalem, his plans, and his crucifixion.
Alright, so we're going to be walking up this way, and I'll show you various scenes from the ruins of the city. Here's a view of the waterfalls coming from the spring. The spring actually used to come right out of the cave itself, but an earthquake shifted the course of it. And perhaps Jesus was right here at this cave when he was talking to his disciples. We're going to go on up the path and get a closer look. Very pretty. This is some of the head springs for the Jordan River. Here we are at one of the, it comes up underground of course, but here it comes up to the surface. And this is where people were filling their water bottles.
Delicious water. Very good water.
Very good water.
Cold,
people have been filling their bottles. You see it flows on down this way.
Okay, if you'll gather around, please. When Jesus came to the coasts of Caesarea Philippi. Now, when you read coasts, you thought about a shoreline. It doesn't mean a shoreline. When he came to the outskirts of this place right here, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" And now, why is he going to ask that question here? Because here's represented every god and goddess in the pantheon. So he's going to say to his disciples, "Who do you think I am?" And Simon Peter answered and said, "You are the Christ, Messiah, the Son of the living God." Jesus answered and said unto him, "Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto you, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say unto you, you are Peter." Now, let's just pause there just for a moment.
More views of the waters that make up the beginning of the Jordan River. We're getting ready to head on up alongside of the cliff above the cave, heading up toward the Roman temple. So we're getting up higher, and here's some ruins here, just in front of the cave entrance that you can see. And we're continuing on up. That must be part of the Roman temple that we just saw. So let's continue up the rocky path. All kinds of stones toward the Temple of Pan. Here is the grotto of the god Pan. You can see down in there. This area is the court of Pan, and they're clustered around a picture that shows a reconstruction of what this whole area was. We'll go over there in just a second and take a look at that and get it on camera. So here is the court section of the side of the wall.
Letters in is a P-A-N or Pi Alpha Nu. Just before that.
Right there in the center of my
That's
camera.
where the name of the god Pan is.
There's the inscription in Greek that was right below the.
So this was the
indentation
earliest
in the
one.
wall.
That's from the Greek period, before the Roman time. We have the temple.
Here's the artist's impression of what this area would have looked like.
Okay.
With the cave
Now
on the
from
far
here I
left
will take
side.
you down to use the bathroom.
And
then we go back.
I'll bring you on over and we'll look at the Temple of Zeus, which is off to my right.
From here we go straight to.
So this is what it would have looked like in the time of Jesus Christ. So now I turn to my right and we're looking kind of perpendicular along the side of the cliff wall. This is the Temple of Zeus, what's left of it, what the people are standing there. 4 columns there that you saw in the artist reconstruction would have been right where they're at along that section. And it was in this idolatrous setting that Jesus asks his disciples, "Who do you say that I am?" Kind of brings the whole story of Matthew 16 alive in a way that I had not really seen it before. It's Dad and Phil. So what do you guys see?
The inscription right here. That's Greek.
Can you make out anything?
Well, I'm just seeing letters. I'm not seeing words. I think the very first word is Pan.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Then you got Phi Alpha Iota Epsilon at the end of that line. It's been defaced. Somebody's hacked on it.
I'm standing on the rocks now looking back down toward the waterfall area. And of course in the distance you'll be able to see some more of the ruins of the actual city. Herod Philippi had a palace here, and you can see that out beyond the buses. We're going to get in the bus and head out, so we're not going to be able to see a lot of the ruins that are off that way, so I just wanted to give you a feel for this area and what it looked like here. And there's the trail that we came up on. So we're headed back now to the bus.
Palace of the king
so
was in
we're
this
out,
section.
driving
We
out,
found here a large
on the
palace
left.
from King Agrippa II.
Catch a glimpse
Agrippa
of some of
II,
these
because Agrippa I,
ruins
that's
here as we
Herod
drive
Agrippa.
along.
Agrippa II was the son of Herod Philippi. So we have
So this
here
area right here is where they were
building of
excavated.
3 generations. King Herod Agrippa